Safety in real estate is the tide beginning to turn here in California. You can see here on the screen initiative now. They want to clean up the streets. They want to get rid of the homelessness, the drugs, and most importantly, get at least tougher on crime is going to be on the ballot in November 2024 here in California. Safety in real estate is really, really important. So welcome to the Commercial Real Estate Report. I'm Chris Berg. You may remember a while back, we had Ethan Penner here on the podcast, and he's very famous name in real estate, founder of CMBS, Commercial Mortgage-Backed Securities. And he talked about, look, Chris, when it comes to real estate, one of the most important things is that people feel safe. People can feel safe and secure where they're at. For a while now in San Francisco, that's been questionable. And so what's interesting, I want to share with you this group. It's a California for Safer Communities. That's the name of the group. They're putting this on the ballot in November 2024. They were in San Francisco yesterday, and they had this press conference to share what they're doing, what their goal is. And I think it's interesting that they're in San Francisco because you may remember when President Xi from China was in San Francisco, everything in San Francisco got cleaned up. So they know it's possible. They're just like, hey, wait a second. Why are we waiting for this, international president to show up rather than doing it for the people of San Francisco every single day? So here's what they had to say yesterday at this presser.
The reason we're here today is for California for safer communities, to make sure that we get not only our cities, San Francisco, Oakland, California, to where we used to be when it comes to public safety.
I know that the lawmakers, along with many voters, and many of them actually had the good intention, but unfortunately, this Prop 47 yield the worst unintended worst consequences, which is hurting many people.
So much of our laws has changed. We have decriminalized a lot of crimes that used to be crimes. Now people can go into stores and steal up to $950 with practically no consequences. This makes businesses close. We have seen so many businesses leave the Bay Area, and we're really concerned about the future.
The Homelessness, Drug Addiction, and Theft Reduction Act embodies the change we desperately need. It prioritizes rehabilitation for those battling addiction while increasing the penalties for drug traffickers who profit from spreading death and devastation.
We don't believe in massive incarceration, but at the end of the day, something has got to be done, because as community residents living in our cities, the chamber protecting our businesses, we need this level of support.
This could be a major, major shift for the state of California. If people can begin to rally around what's happening here, and you hear a lot of noise, if you talk to people in the Bay Area, things are definitely changing within that community. Many people are not long San Francisco, but if you talk to real estate investors that we've had on the show before, from Matt Moran, did a $6 billion deal with Sam Zell at one point. We had John Pay on recently. Both of them were very long San Francisco because they believe that city will get things turned around. If you get in now, there could be some tremendous upside in the long term. One other thing I want to share about what's happening here in California is this. You may remember that recently minimum wage was raised for the fast food restaurants. And of course, I think everyone was talking about this. We already knew it, but now you see prices going up at a lot of the fast food restaurants here in California. I think why this is so challenging is because many people right now in California are moving out because of the cost of living. So that poses its own challenges. And now, unfortunately, as we've talked about in the past, minimum wage may be great initially, but when you start to raise prices on fast food, unfortunately, that hurts the poorest people the most, because that's typically where they're going to get their food. And when you saw the report today on GDP below 2%, there could be a tide changing. We don't know, obviously, what the future holds. All I do know is that July 2022 is when the inverted yield curve happened. History says that 18 to 24 months after the inverted yield curve typically is when a recession kicks into play. So when you see GDP slowing down, you still have inflation going up. Now we're in stagflation. It really puts the Federal Reserve in a pickle. We'll see how Powell deals with that pickle. How's that for an alliteration? Thank you so much for joining us here. Please share this video, but I want to share, hey, there potentially could be a tide turning in California with this initiative on the ballot. A lot of people I talk to here in the state are fed up with it as well. So if you get a nice get out the vote movement going out in November, it could be a possibility that Prop 47 gets shot down, and then we will now be tougher on homelessness, drug addiction, and crime here in the Golden State. I'm Chris Berg here on the Commercial Real Estate Report, empowering you to develop generational wealth in real estate.